Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Programming with UDay. In this video, we will try implementing queue data structure using arrays. So without any further delay, let us get started. So before we proceed to the implementation of queue ADT, I have quickly made a setup of this basic format for doing any data structure program. So that is, first I have taken the necessary header files. So here I have taken stdio.h and stdlib.h. And I'm very sure that this stdlib.h is very new for the students of mine because we never use that in TurboC. But here we will be using a function called exit, and to make use of this exit function we should also include stdlib.h. And this hash define maxify is used to create a constant called max, and I have taken a maximum value for queue to go overflow is 5, just similar to the stack data structure. And here I have taken int q of 5, which is an array that stores integer values up to 5 numbers. And the reason why I have taken this int q of 5 in global section, that is before main section, is I am going to make use of this queue array in all this user defined functions, which is enqueue, dequeue, display, peak, count, and also in the main function if necessary. And also I have taken front equals to -1 and rear equals to -1 as the default values, and even this front and rear variables are taken in the global section. The reason is we are going to use these two variables also in all of this user defined functions, or in most of these user defined functions. So remember, when you are going to use any variable or any array in all the functions in your program, go ahead and declare them in global section, because that will make our work easy, and also it will keep this global variables visible in all the functions. That's the main purpose of declaring this 3 in the global section. Hope you're clear why I've taken this in the global section. Now we will see the list of functions that I've declared here. In queue data structure, we can perform 5 operations. So the 5 operations are enqueue, which is used for inserting any number in the queue. Inserting in queue. All right. And dequeue is an operation which is used to delete a value from the queue. And display is used to display the values. And similarly, peak is a function used to display the topmost value. And count is a function used to display number of values. So these are all the functions which these are all the operations which we are going to perform on queue data structure. And in this video, we will try and implement them using C programming. And after declaring these user defined functions that are necessary for us, I have declared a main method or main function. I have started main function here. And here I am trying to create a menu just like in stack data structure, because I want the user to experience of having this functions, getting a menu and selecting options or choices according to his need until he exits, or until he selects option 6 to exit from the program. We will try and execute this before we implement the definitions for this functions. We'll see how this menu is actually working. I'm quickly going to run this program. Okay, so here it is telling me that there is an undefined reference to enqueue, dequeue, display, and all these functions. So the reason is I have not yet, did the function definitions for all of these functions. So until we do the function definitions, so the compiler will tell us that there is no actual logic written for these functions. All right, so then we will just go ahead, try building the function definitions then. All right, so first let me start with the enqueue operation. So I'll just quickly copy this function declaration so I can convert that into a function definition. So if we have a semicolon in the function after the function name, then we call that as a declaration. And if I remove that and if I open a brace and close the brace, that called the function definition now. Let me go and do the dequeue, or let me copy the entire functions, quickly convert them into function definitions. All right. So now we have the function declarations on top of the void main, and we have function definitions in the bottom. All right. So now we can go ahead and run this program, I believe. Let me save this and go ahead and run. All right. So it is telling me that expected. Okay. Yeah. Of course. How stupid can we be? So this is a function definition. There should be parentheses for them. Let me run this. Awesome. So now you can see that we have this menu created for us. Hope you can see this. So if you want me to zoom a little, I can go ahead and do that. Give me a second. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah. So hope you can see this now. The display. Yeah. So here you can see that we have created a display, the menu, where we have 1 for Enqueue, 2 for Dequeue, 3 for display, 4 for peak, 5 for count, and 6 for exit. So this menu will keep iteratively printing again and again. So that's the main purpose of creating the menu actually. So let me select option 1. So now this will take me to the Enqueue operation. So for example, it is asking me to enter X value. I'll just give 10, and it is printing me the menu again. So I can go ahead and select option 1 again to enter 20, and I can go ahead and delete few by using option, it is asking me to enter, yeah. So I'll select option 2 to delete the value, or I can also call option 3 to call the display function. But here remember that we did not write the logic for functions yet, because of which we are getting only the menu and the logic is not working. And also we can call option 4, option 5. So option 5, so it is just exiting from the function. So let me just go ahead and hope you understood the purpose of writing this menu. Yeah. So this is the logic that is used to create the menu. So which is used to, okay, here that's the mistake. So here I have created a menu for the user, which gets executed again and again until user selects option 6 for exiting from the program. So this logic is used to, the do while loop is used to create the menu. So this menu is very similar to the stack program as well, which you can see in the channel of mine. I've also uploaded stack program. Now we will go ahead and implement the logic for this operation one by one. So Enqueue is an operation which is used to perform insert operation, as we discussed already. So the insertion operation happens in 2 steps, if you remember. Let me go ahead and explain that before. So here you can see that, so the Enqueue operation is performed in 2 steps. First we will check the overflow state of the queue. So overflow state of the queue can be checked using this condition. If rear greater than or equals to max minus 1, then we just simply print overflow. If not, we increment the rear pointer and then we insert the new value into the queue. So you can see that pictorially here. So the rear position is 3 at this moment, and the maximum value that we can store here is number of values are 4. So the maximum index is 3. So here we have the max of 4 and minus 1. So rear is 3. So 3 greater than or equals to 3, condition is true. Then it is just printing overflow. Let us consider this case where we have no values in the queue. So the rear pointer and front pointer is pointing to minus 1. And since minus 1 is not greater than or equals to 3, so it goes to this step 2 where we are incrementing the rear position and then we are inserting the value 10 to the queue. So hope you understood how this works. Let me insert one more value. So let's say we consider 20 to be inserted into the queue. First we check for the overflow state. So rear is not 3, or not more than 3. So now we can perform the incrementation of rear value by 1. So that is rear plus plus, and now I can insert 20 into the queue. So these are the steps which we follow to perform enqueue operation on the queue. Let us convert this into program now. So all we do is first step we check whether the queue is overflow or not, and the condition to check overflow is this: rear greater than or equals to max minus 1. Let us write the same: rear greater than or is equals to max minus 1. If this condition is true, then we just have to print overflow state of the queue. So /n overflow, queue is full. Now the user will come to know that the queue is overflow and we cannot insert any value into the queue. If this condition fails, that is when we perform this rear incrementing, which is rear plus plus, and then we assign x value into the queue. So first we have to increment the rear value by 1, rear plus plus, and then all I have to do is insert the given x value into the queue. So the x value we get from the main method, where we are asking the user to enter x value right here in this case 1 when user selects option 1 for insertion, and then I am passing that x value to the enqueue operation. So this x value will be passed to this function definition, which is enqueue int x. So now whatever the user entered x value, that gets passed to this x variable, and we are making use of the text variable to insert into the queue. So queue of rear equals to x. Yeah, so you can see that, so these steps we just converted them into a program. So that's the only thing which we did here. So hope you understood the enqueue operation. Let me save this very quickly, and now let us try writing program or logic for the dequeue operation. So dequeue operation also works in 2 steps. So those 2 steps, let us first visualize them so that we will be able to convert them into a program, or you will have more clarity when converting that into a program. So dequeue operation works like this. So 2 steps are, so when you are going to delete a value from the queue, first you should check the underflow state of the queue, and we check underflow state using this condition, if front equals to rear. Then we just simply print that the queue is underflow. If this condition is false, then we directly delete a value from queue by incrementing the front position by 1. And before we increment the front position, we just have to print which number is getting deleted, and we perform deletion operation from the front side of the queue. So to visualize this pictorially, so let us consider this. So here you can see that the queue is completely empty because front and rear positions are pointing to the same value, which is -1. And here you can see that we have rear position at index 3 and front is at -1. So front is not equals to rear. So here we can perform the deletion operation. So to perform deletion operation, first we should print which value is being deleted, and then we increment the front position. So that is 10. So hope you understood how this steps work. Now let me try converting that into a program. So the first step is to check the underflow state. So the condition that we use for checking the underflow state in queue is front equals to rear. So if front and rear positions are pointing to the same index, then we tell that queue is in underflow state. All we have to do is just simply print to the user that queue is underflow. That means empty. If this condition fails, that is when we can just perform the deletion operation. So before we delete any value from the queue, so we have to print which value is being deleted. So %d is deleted, comma, queue of, we are deleting from the front side of the queue. So I am making use of front variable to delete any value from the queue. Remember, rear is the variable which is used to insert values into the queue, and front is the variable which is used to perform deletion operation from the queue. So after we print which value is being deleted, all we have to do is simply increment the front position. That will delete the value for us, just how we have seen here. If I have to delete one more value, I can perform that by incrementing the front position, and we have deleted 20. Hope you understood how this works. Now let us try doing the display operation. So the steps that we require for display operation is again 2. So first we should check whether the queue is underflow or not, and as you have seen in the dequeue operation already, underflow can be checked using this condition front equals to rear. And if this condition fails, that is when we access every single value from the queue, the starting position till the end position. And we all know that the starting position is pointed to front position and the last position is pointed to the rear position in the queue, as you can see in the pictorial presentation here. You can say that I am firstly assigning the front plus 1 position to I variable, which is used in the for loop, and I am accessing every single value of q and displaying them on the monitor. So first I have displayed 10 and I increment the I position by 1 and I display 20 and I go to 30 and I display 30 and I go to index 3 and I display 40. Here you can say that we have reached the rear position, that is when the for loop gets breaked. And remember, we are not disturbing the front position or rear position when we are performing display operation. The reason why, because if you make any changes in the front and rear position here in the display operation, that will completely confuse the queue array by changing the positions of front and rear. So because of which I am taking a I variable and assigning the front plus 1 position to it. Let me try converting this into a program now. So the first step, just check the underflow state of the queue or not. We'll just quickly copy paste them. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we have copy pasted them. And if this condition fails, that is when we make use of this for loop to iterate from the beginning position to the end position. So the for loop goes like this: for I equals to front plus 1, because front is pointing to -1 by default, and I should access them till I reach the rear position, which is I less than or equals to rear, and access every single value in the queue, which is I plus plus. Now we can just go ahead and print those values, /n %LD queue of I, because I is the variable which is storing the index positions from beginning to the end. So this is the for loop which is used to display values from beginning to the end, and that is it. So we have converted program for display operation as well. First we check for the underflow state, and if this underflow state fails, that is when we use for loop for assigning value, for accessing value from the beginning index to the last index. And here I have taken I variable, but I did not declare them here. I have to declare that in local scope here. That because I can make use of this I variable within this open and closing brackets. Now we will try and see the peek operation. So peek operation is used to find the topmost position in the queue. So queue works like this. First we have to check the underflow state of the queue, because we know that when the queue is underflow, we cannot display any value. That means the queue is completely empty. We cannot display any value in the queue. So I am copy pasting this condition here and converting the else block. So what we do now is we will try and understand that from these steps. So first check for the underflow state. If this condition fails, then you just directly print the rear position index value on the display. That's the topmost value. So you can see that the queue is completely empty here. That means it is in underflow state. We don't display anything to the user. But here you can see that we have list of values in the queue, and rear is positioned at index 3. So now we can see that 40 is the most recently inserted value, or the topmost value. Now we just display q of rear, which is q of 3 is the topmost value, that is 40. So we will try converting this into the program now. So we first check the if condition. If this if condition fails, we are just simply doing the else block. So which is this particular statement, print q of rear is topmost value. So which is %LD, I'm sorry, /n %LD is topmost value. So q of rear, so rear is the topmost index which is pointing to the topmost value, or the most recently inserted value. So I'm making use of that variable here. So this is it. We have done doing the peek operation too. That is very quick, is it? So now we will try doing the count operation. Even in count operation, we will be checking for the underflow state, because when the queue is empty, we cannot perform the count operation either. So we will just, I'm sorry for this, yeah. We will see the steps here. So first check for the underflow state. If this condition fails, that is when we are going to do the for loop. So using for loop, I access every single value from the first index to the last index, and every single time for loop iterates, I'm incrementing the count variable as well. So here remember, we should take two variables in local scope. One is I, which is for the for loop purpose, and the other is count variable. And you have to take by default count value as 0, because in case of underflow state, the count becomes 0 as well. So we will just go ahead and declare them first. So first do the I, and we have count variable for keep tracking of how many values there are in the queue, and initially I am taking count as 0. So here if this condition fails, that means the queue is having certain values. Let us do the for loop now. So first point the firstmost index, which is front plus 1, and I less than or equals to rear. I have to access every single value from the queue till I reach the rear position, and do the I plus plus. And every single time this for loop iterates or executes, that means there is a value in the queue. So in that case, you have to increment the count variable, which is count plus plus. So after this for loop gets executed, now we will have the values in the queue. We can display that right here. So printf /n %d values are in queue. So this line will get executed even if this condition gets executed, true. That means even when the queue is underflow state, it will tell us that 0 values are in queue. If front is not rear, that is when it will try counting number of values in the queue, and then it will tell us how many values there are in the queue. So this is it, guys. We have created a queue ADT, and this been very quick, I believe. So all we did is first we have taken global declaration section, where we have taken QRI in global section, front and rear variables in global section as well, and then we have declared the user defined functions that are required for us. And then I have created a void main, int main function, where we are creating a menu to the user. According to the choice, the necessary functions gets executed by calling them in the main method. And then we have written function definition for every user defined functions by following the steps, which made our work very easy. So now let me save this and compile this. Hope there won't be any errors. Let me compile that first. Okay, I'm sorry, let me compile that first. Awesome, there are no any errors, just as expected. Now let me run the program. So here you can see that we have the menu printed. So 1 we have Enqueue, 2 we have Dequeue, 3 for display, 4 for peak, 5 for count, and 6 for excel. Let me go ahead and select option 2. Like before, I did not insert any values, so I'm directly trying to check whether can I delete any values or not. So since the queue is completely empty, I should get underflow state. So you can see that queue is underflow and it is telling me that it is empty. Now let me try inserting a value into the queue. So I have selected option 1. It is asking me to enter X value. I'll go with 10, and it is inserted the value into the queue. Let me select option 1 again to insert one more value, which is 20. Now let me go ahead and perform the display operation just to make sure that the 10 and 20 are inserted into the queue. You can see that it is displaying to me that 10 and 20 are in the queue. Now let me insert one more value. So I'll insert 30. I'll insert one more value 40. I'll insert one more value 50. So I'm doing this because I want you people to see when the queue is going overflow. I'll ask the insertion operation again. I'll go with 60. Now you can see that it is telling me that queue is completely full and it is in overflow state. So the reason is I have inserted already 5 numbers and I am trying to insert 60 into the queue, so which is not going to happen, or which is not possible. So because of which program is telling me that queue is overflow. Let me display them for you. You can see that we have 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 values as we have inserted into the queue. And if I try performing deletion operation now, so the first inserted value should get deleted from the queue. So let me just go ahead and perform deletion operation. I am selecting option 2 now. So it is telling me that 0 is deleted. I'm sorry. So let me just go ahead and check what the problem is in deletion operation. So first we will check the deletion operation here. Okay, so it is telling me that %d is deleted queue of friend, and we know that, so the initially the friend position is pointed to -1, because of which it is telling me that queue of 0 is deleted. So let me do one thing. Let me first incrementing the position of friend and then delete the value. So by default the friend is holding -1, and when I increment this in this line, the friend value will become 0, and then it will tell us that queue of 0 is getting deleted. Hope you understood this line, I believe. I'm saving this. I have to exit from this and run the program again. Yes, so this time we will try selecting option 1, and I will insert 10. I'll select option 1 again, I'll insert 20, I'll select option 1 again, I'll insert 30. Let me display them for you now. So it is telling that I have inserted 10, 20, 30, and now let me try deleting any value from the queue. So I'll select option 2. It is telling that 10 is deleted. Hope you understood now why I've made that happen. Now let me quickly do the display operation just to make sure that the 10 is deleted from the queue. You can see that now 10 is not being printed because we have deleted 10 from the queue. And let me select option 2 again. So you can see that it is telling 20 is deleted. Let me select option 2 again. It is telling that 30 is deleted. If I try deleting one more value, it has to tell me that queue is underflow. It is telling that queue is underflow as expected. Now let me just quickly go ahead and insert one more value. I'll insert 50 now and insert one more value, 60. And we will try and check p count operation. So you can see that 4 option I have selected, and it is telling that 60 is topmost value because 60 is the most recently inserted value. And you can also visualize that by using the display operation. You can see that 50 and 60 is the most recently inserted value. And if I select option 5, that will give me the count of values that are there in the queue, and it is telling me that 2 values are in queue. So hope you understood how this queue ADT works using arrays, and also how the output is working. And now let me go ahead and select option 6 to exit from our program. So the program is exited, and even the command prompt is closed. So this is it, guys. So this is the program which is used to perform queue data structure using arrays. And I'm taking some extra minutes here to help out my students out there. So some of my students asked me how to copy the programs and take printout of them. So here I'm trying to make use of this program is website. The reason because some of my students don't have a laptop, so they can make use of the mobile phones that they have. So all you have to do is just go ahead and copy your entire program into the program is website. So I have copied my entire program into the program is website, and then go ahead and run your program. So you can see the output is being printed right here. Let me just go ahead and select the options necessary. And I'm sorry, I forgot one more thing. So if you would like to print your name here, just do it before do while loop starting. Just quickly go ahead and use the printf statement to display your name here, /n. You can just write your name. I'll go with my name, so Uday Kumar GS. Alright, so just go ahead and do other details if you'd like to go with, like you can just put /n and put other details too. Alright, so for example like CSC or CSM or any other departments of yours, and any other particular details like your hall ticket number, register number, anything like that, and just put a semicolon. And now just go ahead and run your program. See, you can see that your name gets printed right here, and also it should display any other details that you have. Alright, and now let me select options accordingly. I'll select option 1 for performing the insertion operation, which is Enqueue. It is asking me to enter X value. I'll go with 10, and it is giving me the menu again. I'll select option 1 again, and it is asking me to enter X value. I am inserting 20 now. It is giving me the menu again. I'll insert option 1 again, and it will ask me to enter X value. Do 30, and option 1 again, so do 40. Option 1 again, so do 50, and select option 1 again and do 60 now. It is telling me that the queue is overflow. And you can scroll across here to just see the next options. So it is giving me the menu and asking me to select the option. I'll select option 2 now. So it is telling me that 10 is deleted. All right. And similarly, if I select option 3, it will display all the values that are there in the queue, which is 20, 30, 40 and 50. And you can select option 4 to check the peak operation. You can see that 50 is the topmost value. It is telling me that 50 is the topmost value, and it is also giving me the menu again. And you can select option 6 to exit from the program. So that is it. So we have exited from the program. So the menu will not be printed again. Right. So hope you understood how to take the output in Programmy's website and also how to copy a program. After you do this, all you have to do is quickly select the entire program, and even in your mobile phone from Play Store you can download MS Word, and the application is available right in mobile phone too. You can just quickly go ahead and install it, and then once it is open, select the new document, and after selecting new document, just go ahead and paste your entire program. All right, all you have to do is copy the program and paste your program right here. Right, so this is it. So we have copied our entire program, and then if you'd like to copy your output, just put a heading called output and try making it bold, or it is not necessary, but still just to keep the separation. And now you can copy your entire output, but you have to select it. All right, so you have to select your output till where the output goes, and then just do copy this, right click on copy, or you can do Ctrl+C, and then you can come here and paste it, or you can also press Ctrl+V, the shortcut key. All right, you can see that even the program gets only the output is being printed. You can see that we have our name and also your output, which goes as right. So this is it, guys. So you can just copy your program from Programmy's website if you have typed your program in Programmy's website, and you can also select and copy your entire output from the console, and then you can just paste it in the Word file. After you do all this formatting, just quickly go ahead and save it. But in your mobile phone, it will auto save your file. You don't have to save it how we are doing in our system here. You can select save option or save as option, and you can just save it any way you like. I'm trying to save this in desktop just to keep this things very simple. So I'll just do it like this: ADT using arrays with output. All right, so you can just go ahead and do the same for you. You can just take print, or you can just email them to you. You can just keep those files safer with you. All right, hope you understood how to take print, and also more importantly, the main purpose of this video is to understand the Dequeue data structure using arrays. All right, so this is it, guys. Hope you understood the program. If you have any queries or any doubts regarding this program, please do mention your doubts in the comment box. I'll be happy to reply back to your comments. And thank you so much for all the subscribers and viewers out there. So we have reached more than 500 subscribers very recently, and I'm so happy for that. Keep supporting, and I'm so blessed to get your all support and love. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead. This is UDay signing off. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.